Ladies and gentlemen, I have done about 52 videos and really 26 parts of Proverbs. And today I'm going to review because it kind of splits from chapter 10 on, talking about some more things. So I want to talk about what we've covered so far, which was the introduction to Proverbs, chapter 1, verses 1 through 6. And then verse 7 through 19 were warnings against evil companions. Talking about getting wisdom from fathers and adults, wisdom's calling and suggestions and warnings. And then chapter 2 talks about the value of wisdom, searching for wisdom, 8 commands and 8 blessings of wisdom. Wisdom is the way of the pure, helps deliver you from the sins of those that are lost and from the harlot. And chapter 3 goes on to talk about the values and the rewards of wisdom and the admonition to trust and honor and respect and revere God, blessings and commandments and the corrections of wisdom and instruction, and the true wealth of wisdom, and wisdom in creation, and the benefits of wisdom in relationships. Chapter 4 talks about parental advice, as well as blessings and instructions and admonition to stay on the right path. Chapter 5 is all about avoiding promiscuity, warnings against impurity and infidelity, which is adultery, which kills, which is sex outside of marriage, and sex being reserved for marriage only. Chapter 6 is more practical admonitions and words of wisdom. Chapter 7 was the false attraction of adultery and letting wisdom be your true love. You've got to be wise. Chapter 8, gifts given by wisdom. And when you know that wisdom is a priority of yours, wisdom is calling out to you. The power of wisdom. Wisdom is in the beginning before the creation. Wisdom was with the Lord during the creation. And then chapter 9 talked about wisdom's feast, instructions from wisdom, and again, avoiding sex outside of marriage, immorality, sexual conduct outside of marriage vows. And chapters 10 through 29 are going to go through the sayings of Solomon. And then chapter 30 is a guy named Agur, A-G-U-R. And 31 is the teachings of King Lemuel, his mother. And so, here's a bit more wisdom for today. Wise sayings of Solomon. The first 9 chapters, get wisdom. It's the greatest asset. And avoid sex unless it's with your husband or wife. Wisdom, Proverbs, not only are wise sayings, but Proverbs are what help you and others rule and reign with power and help maintain dominion over your own life on this earth. And when you can maintain dominion and control and respect and love for your own life on this earth, you get to do that and help others with that. Leaders are helping govern our earth. Will you be a leader? You need wisdom if you're going to be a leader. Some of you will be leaders in your families, friend groups, athletic groups, with sports teams, neighborhoods, classes. Some of you won't be leaders, or you won't need to be leaders. Some of you will be leaders when you're 50 or 60 or 70. Some of you are the leaders now. Some of you all will be leaders for a season, and then you won't be a leader. It's an ebb and flow, and it's the way that God does what he needs to do to accomplish his will. You might be a leader of very small people or a very large number of people, but the first and the most important thing is to be a leader of yourself. Seek God. God may have you as well. Humble yourself that he may exalt you to help be a leader of leaders a coach of coaches, a teacher of teachers, like a principal, a leader of ministers, like in a church, leaders of Bible studies, worship services, book reading clubs, small hikes, exercise groups, food groups, business groups, hospitals, restaurants, banks, anything you can think of. There are leaders there that God puts in place for seasons to help the people that they're working with to learn how to respect and govern themselves, love themselves and God and the world and everybody in it better. To do all this well, you need these proverbs, these statements of wisdom, ethical sentences of wisdom, these sayings that help you with prudence, governing yourself and living a wise, holy, righteous life with God. So, let's continue as life progresses. Amen? We'll start with chapter 10 next.